Welcome everybody, once again the Thunder Castle, so named because of its ability to come alive and become a very intimidating arena for visitors. That Buriram United hope will be the case today. It's the AFC Champions League Elite East meeting of a team hoping to claim one of the top 8 spots and a team in absolute need of the 3 points if they are to have any hope. The visitors, Ulsan HD, with just a single victory so far in this campaign, which I think has come as a great surprise to many. But here we are, counting down to the kickoff in this marvellous stadium on match day 7.
Okay, 3 minutes to marching.
So an expectant crowd, expecting to see Buriram United take a very big step toward the top 8 as we prepare to get underway here. Being strong at home has helped Buriram establish themselves as the #1 force in Thailand in recent years. And only Kawasaki Frontale in this competition, the only visiting side to win here in 2024-25 in the Asian Champions League. That bodes well for today, I must say. A home draw against Vissel Kobe, the leaders as we stand in the AFC Champions League East. A very creditable result, which underlines how difficult they are to play here. And a win here against Pohang Steelers are the key results that keep Buriram right in touch in terms of qualifying. All the more surrounding, I should add, all the more surprising, therefore, that they did lose a home league game on February the 2nd against Port. Perhaps their gaze diverted temporarily by the importance of this fixture as they chase 5 trophies in all this season. But they do remain on top of the Thai League and with a very healthy lead. A certain amount of curiosity in the crowd tonight. What will we see from the opposition? A club with a great record, the 2-time Asian champions Ulsan HD, but the new K-League season is not yet upon us. Ulsan HD, the 3-time contenders for the title. And 3-time defending champions in the K-League. And remember, most recently semi-finalists last season, but they have stumbled through this tournament this time round. Their reputation has slipped somewhat. 5 straight defeats. A lot of teams will be completely out of it by this stage, match day 7. That is not the case for Ulsan, thanks to their win in China on match day 6. It was almost as if the urgency of their situation suddenly, belatedly dawned upon them. However, they better be ready for what they'll encounter in this stadium here this evening. A couple of the other results have certainly helped boost belief for Buriram that it's going to work out okay for them. The results of the games played on Tuesday, particularly involving Shanghai Port and Pohang Steelers, both on the end of 4-0 beatings, that has really helped them. The timing was everything there. So they start on 8 points, the same as Shanghai Port, 1 behind Pohang Steelers. They could overhaul both with a victory, and indeed also potentially push themselves as high as 5th or 6th were they to win. So it's a terrific crowd at a very high level of expectation for Buriram as we prepare to get underway here in the Thunder Castle Stadium. Buriram enjoyed an edgy victory over Kuala Lumpur City in the Asian Club Championship last Thursday. Neil Etheridge sat that one out, but returns in goal this evening. All change across the middle as new signing Peter Juliet makes his AFC debut for this club. The only other players to feature in the last lineup were the Brazilian Bissoli and Lucas Crispim. He's been a prolific scorer in every competition, bar the Asian Champions League. Bissoli, 20 league goals in 21 league games so far, 2 in the Champions League. Reza Faghani is the referee from Australia, so to his assistants. Kenny Dougal, the home captain. Young Woo doing the honours for Ulsan HD. The visitors today with a couple of friendlies in Dubai as part of their pre-season. The K-League has not got underway just yet. This side contains only 3 players who started on match day 6 in December against Shanghai Shenhua. The goalkeeper Jo Hyun Woo, Gustav Ludvigsson and Yago Carrieo. January signings Lee Jae-ik, Choi Seok-hyun and Matthias Lacava make their Ulsan debuts here, and they certainly have got an opportunity to make a mark. That's if it all goes well for them. But going well, remember, only means victory. So a side that should be confident, chasing 5 trophies here in Thailand. Buriram United against a team perhaps weighed down by the burden of their own club's history. A powerhouse in the K-League in recent years. The 2-time champions over the last, 16, 17 years in the AFC Champions League, and always a force to be reckoned with until now. And obviously a major question as to how ready they will be. Ulsan HD, given that their own league season is yet to get underway. It starts this coming weekend with a home game against Anyang, but fully occupied for the next few days with the hope that they can somehow rescue themselves. It's a big day for this man, Julie, one of the January signings here for Buriram United. And up front, of course, another January signing, Martin Boakie, and he has certainly made a very fast start at his new club. 4 Thai League goals already, but this is a different level. Let's see what he can do today. So match day 7 underway here in Thailand. Buriram United against Ulsan. Buriram United eyeing a place in the top 8. It's well within their grasp, given the results elsewhere through this week so far. A couple of very strong performances at home in this competition, including holding Vissel Kobe. And Ulsan, a team suddenly which appears to have lost its way at this level, a surprise to so many. They got over the line with a change of manager late last season to hold on to their K-League title. Every appearance of it being a difficult, close season, however. And now's the time really to start to put it right. Probably too late, but were they to win here, and if other results were to go their way, who knows? Bisoli and Boake leading the press by Buriram. Nicely worked out by the goalkeeper there, Jo Hyun-woo. Nicely done by Carriero. And it reached him. And he tried to have the hit himself. That's a nice sharp start from the visitors. Jung Woo-young, incidentally, not too happy with his centre forward that he didn't get the ball played out to the left side where he was completely on his own. Ludvigsson. It's steered backward by Bojanic. Leon Kools stepped in, but stepping onto it, going the other way, was Choi Seok-hyun. Yago Carriero. Well, he's the centre forward, and he'd say, my job is to put the ball in the net. That's what you want me to do. I do know how to do it. Even if not best placed on that occasion. He incidentally got the penalty on match day 6 when very, very late indeed, in terms of the overall shape of the group. It looked like there was a moment of clarity for Ulsan HD. Behind on the hour. I don't think the visitors would have thanked the sprinklers, which have been on for a good 45 minutes before the kickoff, had that ended up badly on this fairly soft turf in the Thunder Castle Stadium. So all the way through to Neil Etheridge, the home coach, Omolos, restoring Etheridge in goal today, following their weekend victory. Narrow one over Kuala Lumpur City. There's a sharp and determined look, I must say, about Ulsan early on, and they've snapped into 1 or 2 tackles, and don't take my word for it. I want to have a word with Goran Kauzic about that. Zlakava. Out of my way, he said. Zlakava trying to make a big impression right from the very start. The Venezuelan, previously playing in Portugal for Vizela. Also had a brief spell in Brazil. Certainly not played at anything like this level before. Wasn't a great touch by him there. Dion Kools sent it backwards. Difficult ball for Curtis, good to deal with. Not really settling here particularly fast, the home side, and that's a little plus for the visiting coach, Kim Ban-gon. He came in for the renowned Hon Myun-bo, the man who had led them to the title in 2022 and 23, late during last season. Inheriting the squad which just got over the line in terms of the domestic campaign, but maybe was stretched to its limits when stepping up to the Asian Champions League. This is one of the few connections with what happened late in 2022. 24, the goalkeeper, Jo Hyun Woo. Korea Republic goalkeeper as well, of course. It's a bit like the Lakava challenge. One or two markers being put down, that time Lee Jae-ip for Ulsan. Certain resolution in their performance here early on. Wake with the header on. Solly after it. The press was good, and maybe a little unlucky they didn't get a little bit more out of that as Kuls followed in. Forced the corner, the home side. Here comes the Korean defender, Ko Myung-suk. And it is Lukas Crispim to take it. Crispim, one of the ever-presents this season for Buriram in this competition. Could do with a goal, incidentally. Whips it into the near post, well defended by Ulsan. Lifted out by Dougal in his direction again. Crispin, he kept that nice and tidy. It's Kuls now, just trying to set it up. Shot was well struck on the edge of the box, but it may have hit his own player there from Kosic. Lakava. Back to Lee. And a little bit of space for Lee Gyu-sung to carry it forward for Ulsan. Again, all the space is on the left here. This time, it goes behind Ludvigsson. And they don't even get a throw out of it. All a little bit tentative so far. One or two passes falling short, like that one from Kuls for the home side. It's not exactly a rip-roaring start. It was a great atmosphere before the game. Such an important night for the club as Buriram seek to underline their presence, not just on the stage in Thailand, but in a wider sense, a club with ambitions beyond Thailand. They proudly point to the fact that in terms of support, they now believe themselves well the most supported club in Thailand, well clear of the rest. They've worked very hard on that aspect of it in this beautiful stadium they call their home, the Thunder Castle, seeking to make a big noise in the Asian Champions League, but they're not giving the fans a whole lot to roar about here early on, and that was miles off the target from Crispin. Ludvigsson. forward. One or two momentary hesitations. That is not surprising to me, but the goalkeeper is very keen to get involved. And remember, there's so many new faces involved in this Ulsan side at what is the start, essentially, of a new campaign for them. Not a lot of game time, and once or twice the goalkeeper has come for balls which defenders were also going for. Here's Lacava going for it, straight down the middle. Tried to play in his centre-forward, Carriello. He does do so this time. Oh, what a piece of work that is by Etheridge, the goalkeeper. Brilliant save. So one or two early moments of concern, but Etheridge equal to the task here when called upon on his return to the starting lineup. Lacava got clear, played a terrific pass. That's exactly the ball that the centre-forward wanted, and he wasn't going to do anything but go forward with that, as we've seen already today. Couldn't lift it over the goalkeeper because Etheridge timed it so well. Won it in the air. They're winning their tackles, certainly. The visitors showing a great deal more resolve than on their previous away games in this competition through 24-25. Beaten 4-0 away in Yokohama. 3-0 away to Johor Darul Tarjim, and for a long time, even on matchday 6 away to Shanghai Shenhua, it looked like being another defeat. They were behind until the hour mark. Carriello got a goal from the penalty spot, and they went on to win. Is it all going to be too little too late, even if they were to win today? It's a possibility. Other results need to go their way as well. When a team starts with this kind of result, though, it rather suggests that at the end of what was their season, late in 2024, they were just mentally flattened, couldn't raise themselves. Something that Korean clubs have been very good at doing in this format, including Ulsan HD themselves, of course, in years gone by. All the way to the final. Twice the winners, 2012, 2020. They beat Al Ahly in 2012 and Persepolis in 2020. Poor old Ludvigsen on the left-hand side is really not getting much ball at all, is he? They seem to be favouring that right side. Here's another look at the work of Neil Etheridge. Etheridge arrived, actually, to play for Buriram in June from Birmingham City in England. Had a very good career around several English clubs, and Welsh clubs, of course, because he was at Cardiff City. I think his best year, actually, was probably the year that Cardiff got promotion to the Premier League. Whole new lease of life for him, hopefully. Playing in beautiful Thailand at the age of 35. Kozic. 60-40 early on in favour of Buriram with percentage of the ball, but the cutting edge, such as it is, has been from the man in white chasing hard here, Iago Carriello. The man in yellow, Etheridge, denied him. Komyun Seok. Daegu, his previous port of call in the K-League, the Korean now at right back for Buriram. United. From memory, he played for several years for Suwon Blue Wings in the K-League. That fell kindly for Moerata. Took his time about it. Tame enough shot when it came. Straight at Joe. A special little roar when Thailand's own Sufanat Moerata went forward with that. This is a strike on target. He was quickly onto it, and Boake was looking for a ball played into him. The centre forward is in shot there, not too happy with the outcome, because it would turn into a fairly routine save for Joe. Got 6 league goals so far this season. He's back in Thailand, of course, having played in Belgium for Leuven for a couple of seasons. Sufanet Moerata. Hasn't managed a goal yet in the Asian Champions League. In fact, it's only his first start in this season's competition today. Going the long way round. Got into a race with Ko Myeon-suk. Taken short. And the Carver tried to help it on, I think. Weren't really ready to defend that. That's a little wake-up call for Buriram here. Very straightforward. Just whipped in with a little bit of pace. There's the Carver. I don't think he was trying to deceive everybody. He was just trying to get out of the way of it and hope it wouldn't go a bit further. The new signing potentially looking like a threat today. Mentality is everything on a day like this. We're 20 minutes in. Ulsan with their backs to the wall, if you like, in the competition, big picture. Know they have to produce their best. A couple of players have been slipping and sliding. It's a chance now for Bisoli to profit from that. Oh, he does! He most certainly does! He puts Buriram United in front. He cannot stop scoring in the Thai League here, and that's his 3rd in the Asian Champions League. Could it be a golden goal today? Could it be the goal to take them into the next phase? A slip, very costly indeed there for Ulsan HD, and not the first in the midfield. There really didn't seem much of a problem, but Bisoli just took it on after the legs went from underneath Jung Wojong. The back four backed off. Somebody had to go and challenge him right there. Nobody did so. Bisoli's too good a player, and he arrows it past the goalkeeper. A despairing dive from Ju Jae-ik. Jo Hyung Woo, the goalkeeper, at full stretch also, but he couldn't get to it. the owners are going to be very, very happy if this turns out well for Buriram United. That's the first step in the right direction. Not that they've played particularly well, but good sides profit when the opposition make mistakes. In the forward areas, they've been lively, Ulsan HD, but several times midfield players or defenders have been slipping and sliding. I mentioned the sprinklers being on. It's only working to the maximum before the game, but you need to be ready for that. As you can see, the playing surface is cutting up a little bit. We're only, what, 21 minutes into this. It's the same for both sides, most importantly. Kulls. Goalkeeper to fight for it. Now we'll find out how much fight there really is in this Ulsan HD side. That didn't bode particularly well. It was a horrible pass by Bojancic. Not made any headway at all down this left side with Ludvigsson. Hardly been in the game, the Swede. Give it away a little bit carelessly. Carver was crowded out of it. He's very keen to run with the ball. Goalkeeper also slipped over there. It looks like the far side is slightly softer than this near side to us, incidentally. Lee Gyusong. Carefully back to Junwoo, and he reverses it. Suddenly looking a little bit more tentative, the visitors. Pjanic. Lofted in the general direction of Kayeno. He's got a lot to do with that one. Now Boake. Let's see who can keep their feet here, number one. Nicely done by the centre forward. Here's Bissoli. Options both ways, or he goes himself! And he had Junwoo at full stretch the other way. That looked very optimistic, I must say, but it was extremely well struck. And the Korea international goalkeeper proved his quality here. It's dipping and it's swerving. Oh, it's only a fingernail away from getting past the goalkeeper. What a goal that would have been. What's next? It's over the top. Milwaukee again going for it with Muenta. Time for Julie to measure the cross. If you give him space, he's going to deliver a good ball into the penalty box. One of the 2 January signings starting for Buriram today. They're already settled in to the scene here. It's not their debut, although it's a Champions League debut today for Julie at this club. Has featured elsewhere in this competition. Now it is Ludvigsson. Just reversed it quite cautiously there. Caution has suddenly crept into this performance. They need people who are brave enough to move forward, play forward, maybe take somebody on. The patience of the referee has been exhausted. 25 minutes in. It's Lee Gyusong who gets the first yellow card today. to opportunities to brandish that yellow card earlier from the referee, Adelaide Faghani. Wake's gone over again. Lakava needed a bit too long on that. Kuz was quickly into his challenge. That's gone behind Kuz, and it's well played this time for Ludvigsson, who gets forward, and Lakava couldn't quite get there in the nick of time. That looked a promising moment for Ulsan. Card is out again here. Wake, he's got a bit frustrated with a few things that haven't gone his way in this game, including the close attention, obviously, from the Ulsan centre-backs. Can't do that, though. Lee Jo-ik was pinned. Just needs to take a deep breath, compose himself. And somebody else has said something out of turn. I am in charge. That's the gentleman in the red. Everybody, including Omolos, has got that point now, I think. This is Loss's first season in charge here at Buriram United. It's going very well indeed so far. Of course, all the big games, as they chase 5 trophies, are still ahead of them, but they've got a healthy lead in the Thai League at the moment. 7 points clear of Bangkok United. Playing in a League Cup, FA Cup, Asia Club Championship, you name it, they're in it. Choi Seok-hong putting the muscle on Lucas Crispim. Wake through to Jo Hyun Woo. It's another good feed into him, but they do defend him well, Dougal and co. They've obviously been watching the tapes of him. They're not letting him get the other side of them, protecting their goalkeeper very well. And of course, the one time when the big chance did appear, to use the modern parlance, the big chance, Garriero one-on-one with Etheridge. Etheridge won that duel. He's a bustling type rather than an out-and-out speed merchant, Garriero. But he can brush people aside. Got to be ready for that. There's Boekier. Shoot on sight seems to be the policy today. Boekier trying to follow on from Bissoli's lead. Dougal. All a little bit more careful now in what they're doing with the ball. Ulsan HD, given that they've conceded, the thought of giving the ball away, or as happened for the goal, somebody slipping and allowing the opponent to run in on goal, all that seems to be on their mind a bit just at the moment, understandably so. But they have to have a positive mindset if they're to have any hope. And there's another very poor pass. He got away with it that time, Lee Jung-sun. Here's Lakava. And again, straight at Etheridge, sees that all the way. It's all a little bit off the cuff, as though some of these new players for Ulsan, like Lakava, are a bit too keen today to make a name for themselves. Etheridge got away with it. Tells him to get on with it. Sportingly, Buriram do the right thing here. It's the Carver who's down. Something on the ball, Sufanet. From the look of it, something on the man as well. But the referee was closer than I, saw nothing in it. So beaten from distance. And a flying save here at full stretch from Jo Hyun-won. One or two of the others have decided to test him as well. Mornata Abuakie. Nicely done by Abuakie. Having no problem finding space. Buriram. And good in possession today. Excellent first pass forward. Has not won a free kick there, and again the referee in a great position, very firm. I've seen him have one or two good games this season in this competition. Reza Fagani. Here's Ludvigsson. He is looking particularly tentative today, I must say, and a foul there by him. Doesn't look very happy with life here, does he? Today, Ludvigsson. Third season at Ulsan. Certainly been part of a very successful outfit for 2 years. This one shapes to be a lot harder, I think. It's part of the Ulsan side, much changed today incidentally, but going back to last season, part of the Ulsan HD side, which was just edged out in agonising fashion before this man took over. That was still in the reign of Hong Myun-bo, as 1-0 up from the first leg of the AFC Champions League semi-final. They went to Yokohama, they lost in the second leg on the 24th of April, 3-2 after extra time. Abuakie. Bit of a shooting competition in the first half for Buriram this today. But collectively, They're 1 from 5 or 6. That's to say they've beaten Joe once from 5 or 6 efforts from quite a long way out. Semi-final last season, incidentally, decided on penalties after the Yokohama Marinos won 3-2 in extra time, aggregate 3-3, and just 1 penalty missed in the shootout by the unfortunate Kim Min-woo. Eduardo's penalty sent Yokohama through. Actually to force extra time because they were swept away in the first 30 minutes. They were 3-0 down. Not been that bad here today, but it's been an indifferent Ulsan HD performance. It doesn't suggest them to be a team at the moment that even if they were to somehow get over the line and qualify for the top 8, that they could suddenly be a threat. In progress for a while, I think. Free kick won by Bowekie. Bosic beat a couple, but he couldn't beat the third man. Where's Bojanic? Walking pace. That's not just down to the conditions. Lee. Nakaba. Bowekie again off his chest. Do that a bit more quickly. Doesn't take a lot for the party to get going here. Brilliant support. As I mentioned earlier, it's a club that really works with engaging with its fan base and trying to develop it further. They've done a brilliant job in that way. They reckon that they could match any of the Premier League giants who are obviously so very popular in this part of the world. Bissoli. Made them happy today. Laid off by him to their own. Mwanta, the Thai. Koldage is saying, I could have done with a shout there. The longer this half has gone, however, the more tentative Ulsan HD have become when they've won the ball back. And Nakaba still trying to find a way to fit in. Patterns are not that discernible, I must say, with this new team. Reminder, only 3 of the players starting today for Ulsan HD started the preceding game in December in this competition against Shanghai Shenhua. And they've been opened up again. Needing to be to the feet of Bissoli from Crispim. Ludvigsson. Bojanic gave it back to him. Better from Ludvigsson. It's got to be perfect from that range, and it was a long way short of perfect. Looked a heavy fall, I must say. Don't they love him here, Visoli? The slip obviously so important, but he's a long way from goal as he starts to run with it. They backed off and backed off. That is very sweetly struck indeed, and it's past the goalkeeper even before he takes off. Even before that, they decided that they were going to test Jo Hyun-woo from distance. That by a long way was the best strike we've seen. They claim to be the better side. They are in front, but just a sense perhaps that there's a lot more on the table here for Buriram United to go and seize. Game that may well feel a little bit more important to a Korean player like Go Myung-suk, the right back today for Buriram United. He will know what he's doing. Go Corrieo, who was threatening early on, full of life early on, but it's got quieter from him and from most of the others for Ulsan HD. Min. Young. They win it back all too easily, and then a very poor touch in the middle of the field. I think it's Julie who's given it away. Ludvigsson. To stoppage time we go. 3 additional minutes. Granic. Changed his mind. It worked out well. They've levelled it. Ulsan HD get a break when they needed one so badly. All Buriram United's own undoing. They held their nerve when the chance came here. Granic picked out the pass, and I must say Dion Cools has played everybody on by a mile there. The goalkeeper went away looking for an offside. That wasn't to be. I don't think Jan Si-young could quite believe his good fortune, but he took advantage of it, past Etheridge, and it's 1-1. So just a glimmer of hope for Ulsan HD. It's gone very quiet indeed here. It almost, just reading the body language on the bench a few minutes ago when we saw Osmar Los speaking to his assistant coaches. How do we press home our advantage? Buriram United have played some good stuff here in the first period. They got their noses in front. But when they had the opportunities, this policy, shooting at every opportunity from quite long range, maybe now that's it under question, because they could have worked better opportunities, I think. Let's see what they can do here. Julie crosses it, it's out of play. Don't think we'll see Ulsan HD rush in this. It's almost like a bonus goal for them, the way they have played in this first half. But we have to acknowledge that it was very well taken indeed. And it could be oh so important. Going to be another stoppage now. Boyaki has left the scene of the incident. The referee tells the player to get up. This is excellent from the referee, Alireza Fakhani. Not the end of the world. Get up and get on with it. Question over whether that was actually simulation by the defender trying to get Boyaki into trouble. Certainly put a spring back in the step of Ulsan HD to get back on level terms. Buriram just need to manage this through to half-time now. Moving better, aren't they, the visitors? Correa was nearly through there. Isn't the psychology of football so interesting? And so Ulsan are now going in at half-time here, maybe with the thought we can do now on match day 7 what we did on match day 6. Bisoli fired the home side in front. Buriram had the bulk of the chances. Correa denied in a one-on-one early on by an excellent stop from Neil Etheridge. But they eventually got going again, the visitors. They tricked their way into the box, and it was a well-taken strike from Jang Si-young, which makes it Buriram United 1, Ulsan HD 1 at half-time, and all to play for. Welcome back, everybody. Sets to go in the second half. It's 1-1 between Buriram United and Ulsan HD. The penultimate match day 7 in the Asian Champions League East. Buriram on top early on. They got in front. A little bit of good fortune, perhaps, about the equalizer. But Ulsan worked their way through. A packed defence, got the ball in the net, turn round on level terms. And here we go. So how brave dare Ulsan HDB now, going after the victory. Incidentally, just to repeat, the only way they keep any mathematical hope alive of going forward this year, club with a great record in this competition, is by winning this game. They start today on 3 points. Team above them, Shanghai Shenhua, in 10th spot on 7, so they can reel them in. And of course, if they were to win, they would effectively reel Buriram back in and do serious damage to Buriram United's hopes. If, on the other side, Buriram get a draw, they are going to be in the top 8, at least going into match day 8. If they were to win, they could move up by as many as 5 places. So there's a huge, huge prize on offer. It's a new side from Ulsan's point of view at the start of a new year, effectively, of football. 2025 with their own K-League yet to resume. Only 3 of the Ulsan players starting this game today actually started their Champions League game in December, but that was a game they won when they had to. Are we in a similar scenario today? They went a goal down away to Shanghai Shenhua, as they've done here in Thailand, managed to turn it round. Janic, he was at the heart of the goal. He found 1 or 2 of those passes we know he is capable of. It's very nice indeed by Sifanat Muanta. Eventually, in the first half, Ludvigsson came to life a little bit. Can be a real threat, but they need more. Need more all round. Both teams with areas they can improve upon. They did look dangerous, Buriram, going forward, but they seem to be operating on a policy of shoot on sight from distance against Jo Hyun-woo, the Korea Republic international goalkeeper. Sony did find the target, but 4 or 5 other attempts were not that threatening. Jo made 1 other good save. Early on in the first period, Korea was very lively up front with the visitors. That's it. Work to Boyake, he gives it back. Possibilities here, and what a tame header that is from Muanta. I think just as troubling the fact that Ulsan didn't seem to pick him up. They got away with it. What a popular goal scorer he would be. Thailand's own Sufanet Muanta. By Kools, and he takes it forward. Leon Kools. He too's going to hit it. Surely it was. I don't think I can even describe that as a shot. 4, 5, 6 attempts like that in this game today. Solly getting it under control, Boakie reversing it. popped up completely unattended in the opposition box. Sufana Muenta. Straight at the goalkeeper. Finishing has not been of the highest order today. Took that nicely, Muenta. Now here's Lucas Crispin. Muenta again. Crispin got the goal against Kuala Lumpur City. It was an edgy victory, I understand, at the weekend. This game's shaping up to be rather similar. They're going for everything, remember, 5 trophies in total. This is the time of the year when it can all start to tell. There's an interpretation which says they are starting to find it a little bit harder to keep up the momentum and keep on winning the games every 3 or 4 days, Buriram United, remembering that they slumped to a shock home league defeat here on the 2nd of February against Port. Normally so very, very strong in front of this crowd, this adoring crowd. Lacava, flattered to deceive really so far today. Loves to have the ball at his feet. I think the other players are still getting used to that a little bit. One of the new signings for Ulsan HD. Excuse me, by Good. Put out, firmly so. Wu Young. It was a case of a player slipping over, and it might have worked out well for Buriram. There was a lot of that in the first half. Muenta. Kosic. Trying to make himself available. He went infield instead. Now it is Curtis Good. Oh, they work the space eventually to Julie. Almost between the front two, Boaki and Bisoli. Perhaps a good example of being very careful in possession. Eventually it's worked out to Crispin. They know how high the stakes are here, Buriram United's players. I can't really explain this non-stop barrage of shots, most of them not accurate at all from distance. Playing against a packed defence, that may have been the thought. Let's take them out of the equation. Let's see what they do here. Bisoli squared it nicely. A great block. Kosic was lining up the shot. Recycled by Julie. Oh, further right by Kyo Myung-suk. Ludvigsen got in the way. Back to the Korean right back Ko playing for Buriram here in Thailand these days. Down the line by Crispin. That's nice. Muenta. He too slips over, has been a lot of that tonight. Can he keep a short foot? Yes, he can! Glorious goal! Thailand's own Sumphanet Muenta gets it all right. Buriram United are back in front. A lot of wayward shooting, but this was precision itself. Kept his footing, kept onside. The weight of the pass back to him by Bissoli was perfect. It was begging to be bent into the corner, and that's what it got. Outstanding goal. And it could be a very valuable one for Buriram United. So the psychological shift again here. That's a little bit of a present unexpectedly from Kozic. They've got to chase it, Ulsan HD, and chase it hard now. Muenta. Buriram get the decision. It looks as though he's actually ended up being given offside here. I think most people watching thought that that goal had been allowed to stand. But on a tiny fraction, Muenta's actually had that ruled out. So it does remain at 1-1, and it's an almighty let-off that for Ulsan HD. Of a shoulder, and here we go again with the shooting from distance. That time Kozic. I could take you around a list of all of the middle and front players today for Buriram United, and they've all had at least one attempt wildly off target. There's still a lot of disbelief actually that that goal has been ruled out, but we believe that that is the case. In which case, it falls to me to say what a goal it would have been. Here he goes again, Muenta. Boakier. Went on the outside, but with no real belief there, I don't think. Joe and Ulsan HD have certainly used up a fair amount of luck today, one way and another. Just got to make sure that that marginal call against them doesn't deflate their efforts here. They got a reward for playing some good passing football in that moment, but the goal ultimately disallowed. And now here we go with the changes. Jung Si-young, the goal scorer. This was his big moment. Bit of patience in front of the penalty box at last rewarded. That's the pass I mentioned by Bojanic. And he did finish it off well, the youngster. But that's all we're going to see of him today. That's nice. Etheridge got down, covered it comfortably enough. Fresh legs, if used off the bench, might be a welcome factor in this game. suppose had it gone in the net, it may well have been ruled out for offside. The white shirt, all too visible in that sense. Hanging on to a white shirt, allowed to continue. Kuls. Wakier. Now, did the goalkeeper get a little touch on that? I think he did. It wasn't well struck. May not have been going in, but Joe didn't know for sure, did he, the goalkeeper here? This angle may be helpful. Fingertips it was. Corner it is. Crispy reverses it nicely. Julic. Wasn't a bad cross either. Occasional flashes of quality in his work, really. But more needed, I think. Maybe at times in this game, playing his first Asian Champions League game, of course, for Buriram. A bit too keen to make his mark. Now possibilities. Oh, and this time, Ruanta couldn't keep his footing. What now? Did a little pirouette, reversed it to Crispim. Getting on the ball a bit more. That must be a good thing for Buriram. They are starting to drive forward a bit more purposefully here, I think. To repeat, a draw's no use at all to Ulsan HD in terms of the league table. It terminates their hopes of continuing in this great competition this season, but they are just sitting in, trying to keep the opposition out from the look of it. Crispin can't give players of his quality this time. Bisoli! That didn't miss by much. Hits this really quickly. No backlift at all, just pings it like he did for the goal. Not far away. Six on target, lots more off target today for Buriram. But they are keeping Ulsan HD pressed in now. Passing is better from the home side. They know that they've got the players who can get the goals they need up front. Julic, good pass by him. But too good for Bisoli. So they do appear to have pushed Ludvigsson on a little bit since their change here, Ulsan. He's been strangely quiet, and that's misplaced by a long way. Crispy keen to get on with it at the throw-in. Filled by Good. Dougal. Wakier asked to chase it. The bounce is quite inviting there, actually. From Malos, the home coach. His team are playing well at the moment, but they cannot get the goal they need. Of course, given the way the other results have gone during the course of match day 7, particularly the games involving Pohang Steelers and Shanghai Port. Oh, it's just a whisker away from Carrillo, putting Ulsan HD in front. That's not going to trouble them. The centre forward ended up in the net, but not the ball. They've come to life at last up front. A reminder for Etheridge, who's been a virtual spectator for 20-odd minutes. Nice ball in. Centre forwards get their money for finishing those off, and he couldn't do that. Perfect from Choi Kan-min. Full stretch and clattering into the goalkeeper. But that's part of the job. Now, the VAR looking at this. Wasn't much by way of an appeal, I must say, from Ulsan's players. Of course, if there's been a little nudge on him, let's look. Or if Etheridge was deemed to have held him down in some fashion, or a flailing arm caught him deliberately. What can I do, he says. I agree with him, I have to say that. But it's not me who makes the decision. Now, this could be a very nasty turn of events indeed for Buriram United. They're all saying to the referee here, how can he do anything different? Right, well, the crowd reaction this time makes clear what has actually happened. It's a false alarm in that sense. It wasn't quite so clear when Fuente's goal was ruled out. Here goes Chris Beam. Can't say it's the game of the greatest quality, not even this week. Vissel Kobe were excellent the other day. However, it's fairly gripping stuff going into the crucial last 25 minutes or so. Big stakes at this moment for both clubs. Prestige and finances come into it. Ulsan HD have been out in the transfer market, of course. Here's Chris Beam. Moyanta crossing. Wake can't get off the ground. Took two to stop him, mind you. Curtis Good. Crispy. Bisoli. Second shot was hit better than the first one. Kosic had the second shot after a fairly tame effort. And here's Carrillo, and he's got to do it all by himself. That is a foul, and will it be a booking? It will, I think, for Julic. Second yellow card for Buriram today. Problem is, when yellow cards start happening like this in games like this, which are on the edge, it does affect the tactical planning. The coach is saying now, can I afford to lose a player? If we went down to 10, how different would the game be? He's got two on yellow. One for Ulsan. Second and maybe a third change imminent from the look of it. Well, not quite imminent, clearly. In the works, more precisely. Not had a lot of work to do, Etheridge, for a lot of this second half, but he's been involved in the last couple of minutes. And there's little over 20 minutes of the 90 to play here. Ulsan, pretty much like the first half, under a lot of pressure. but they found a way to get the ball in the net late in the first half. What if they were to do that again here now? This ball fizzed into the net of Mwanta a few minutes ago, and he was looking to repeat it. That time he let his footing go. Boake, now can he run surely into the box? No, he too had to break stride. Reversed it nicely. Mwanta reverses it back to Boake. He needed too long, but he's going to go on. He got to it, beat the goalkeeper to it, and they both suffered in that collision, and the referee has to stop this. The crowd are frustrated, but he has to. Penalty, somebody cries in the crowd. Not sure about that. A lot of errors in this passage of play, but brute force. Boake, oh, he caught the goalkeeper properly there, didn't he? Oh, hopefully that is not a bad one for Jean-Woo. Boake not for the first time, feeling a bit battered. It's been a hard-fought contest, this. Bit low on numbers in terms of substitutes just at the moment. Ulsan HD, a lot of player movement in and out. Pre-season training, people at different states of readiness. Moon Jun-in is the reserve goalkeeper. He's told to get ready. It would be a first Asian Champions League appearance this season, and it's actually been nearly 6 years since his last. He's been loaned out quite a few times, played a lot of football in the second division in Korea. This is very much the big time, and it's a big moment. So with or without a goalkeeper change, the tension is very clear for all involved here at Buriram United. This is a game where they may have, if not skated clear, at least got in front. And now this looks bad indeed, I'm afraid, for Jo Hyun-woo, the starting goalkeeper. Ludvigsson was making his way off, but now he's been told to go and wait just in case. They have to rethink the changes. Players slipping and sliding today. Here's the opening goal again. A great hit when it came from Bisoli. At times looking the most dangerous player. They found a few passes when they really needed them. A more patient passage of play rewarded here right on half-time. Bojanic into Young Si-young, and he really changed the entire mentality. That was just on the stroke of half-time, 1-1. But he's now off. They've had the ball in the net again, Buriram, and it was a beautifully crafted move. Just ruled out on a marginal offside, but there is going to have to be a goalkeeper change here. So Ludvigsson and the goalkeeper brought off. The other player coming on is Kim Min-woo. Moon Jung-in is the new goalkeeper. villain or hero. Incidentally, it looks like Iago Carriello is okay after his collision with the other goalkeeper, Etheridge, a few minutes ago. Now, the irony in all of this, of course, is that with the first choice goalkeeper, a very accomplished goalkeeper, incidentally, Buriram United today have hit shot after shot from distance, but would they better be deployed doing that to a rookie goalkeeper, a relative rookie, certainly a rookie at this level? Let's see if they stick to the policy now. Roque just seemed to get in his teammates' way there, and once is making that point to him. Crispim pull on the jersey of Bissoli, but he keeps going. Evan Riegel free. Wanted a free kick there, which he didn't get. Off goes Carriello, who has done a lot of hard running by himself today. No other white shirt in the shot. One joining now, which is Lacava. Their goal came when they did stitch 4 or 5 good passes together. Seen a lot of that today. Crispim. He does test the new goalkeeper. Well, sort of tests him. It was straight at him. I think if you're Moon Junin, that's the ideal kind of shot to start with. It comes at a nice height right in the middle of the goal. Be the last test. Never a great idea in life to wish ill on anybody else. However, of course, a draw is a kind of good result for Buriram in one sense, because it does knock Ulsan out. So that's one less team they've got to worry about, I guess. But it's not the teams they really need to worry about. The teams they really need to worry about are Shanghai Shenhua, Shanghai Port, Pohang Steelers. Those three, then Shandong Taishan. Shandong Taishan on 10 points after their win over Gwangju yesterday. That is a very poor pass indeed. Just the worry that Julic has gone right off the boil here. Remember, he got a card a few minutes ago. Crispim cutting in and letting go. He says, thank you very much. That's a good feel of the ball I've had there. Carriello. And again, centre forward goes over. Oh, he's going to get booked for diving. Doesn't miss a lot, this referee. Came out, which invited Carriello to look for a spot on the floor. Crispim. Good, measured it. Google. Bosic. Curtis Good, Melbourne City. Carefully measured pass by Cools. A little bit tentative. That's another go. The Malaysian international Cools. Kazic. Crispim. Infield he goes, space on the outside. Wenta. Maybe took his eye off that a little bit. Bojanic was onto him and he returned the favour there. Free kick. Is this all boiling up to a game where, largely against the run of play, Ulsan HD get another chance late on in the second half as they did in the first? It's not out of the question. Poised to make his run had the ball gone long. Some teams just believe they're going to find a way to score in games like this. They have that knack. Shaw has won a corner, I think, against Kools. Bojanic with it. Ulsan HD's hopes of survival in the AFC Champions League resting on the outcome of this match. They need another goal, but they're running short of time to get it. Good, did well. Then Kools back in, there it goes. Oh, Kodieo had to go for it. He was probably offside. Got a bit nervy there for a moment. Going to be a big cheer now. Martin Boyake, who's in the battering ram up front, if I could put it like that today. Supershai Jihadid comes on. One of Buriram's own. What a season last year, 21 league goals. Not quite at that strike rate, but still very good this season in the league. 8 from 20 and 1 in the ACC, nothing in the Asian Champions League. Also got a couple in the Cups this season, 1 in the League Cup, 2 in the Thai FA Cup. Might need a bit more help and assistance here, the stricken player. Precisely the stricken captain, who's been a real leader back there today in a hard game. Meantime, Jeon Bin is told to get ready. Nearer to us as we look here. I think it's Yoon Jae-swok is the other player coming on. They break through again. Oh, and well played to Moon, the backup goalkeeper. Muanta, he's got in 3 or 4 times in this second half down the left-hand side of the penalty box. Got the ball in the net, you may remember. Very nearly did so again here. Goalkeeper judges this so well. Doesn't get out there too quickly. Waits for the touch to see how the ball bounces. Then he's onto him. Choi Kang-min comes off. Denied a free kick. Well, one back by Muanta. Good with the ball at his feet, and maybe not quite with the vision to find that pass. Been careful with his changes so far today. Loss, the home coach. Lost out in the challenge, has to regroup here, has to be careful doing so. Suddenly Buriram in full retreat. Kulsa's got to be the defender far side. He too loses footing. Lakava, no way through. It's a good challenge on him by Dougal there. Had to get that right. Still the hope for Ulsan HD. But they need all 3 points. Nothing else keeps them in the hunt. Buriram go to Gwangju next week. Ulsan at home to Shandong Taishan. Will there be plenty on it? Shandong Taishan in all likelihood. That doesn't help the home side's cause much. So Bashai Shadid out of play. Which again, well, he's gotten away with that because there's a foul on him, but he has started to give the ball away quite a lot. The yellow card for the challenge. Not much arguing about that lead. New signings in January. By Dougal. Good ball down the line. Releases Crispin, trying to get in the box. Pulls it back nicely. Blocked nicely. And the second one is wide. That really sums up Yulich in this second half for me. Player of obvious ability, that's why they brought him here. Might take him a little bit of time to show how effective he can be. Negotiated his way through this second half on a yellow card as well. Lakava or Janic. Lakava again gives an early pass this time. 90th minute. A very tense affair. dares to go and win it. Is there a player in white who can stand up and make a really decisive contribution? Sum total of their attacking efforts in the second half, one excellent cross. And a near thing for the centre forward, Iago Carriello, as he crashed into Etheridge. Not a lot else happening. Now in the centre circle, might need a moment to put himself back together again. This is not over, not by a long way. A minimum of 9 or more minutes. I guess that's why you don't make the changes too quickly. Been good today. Thailand's own Sufanet Moenta. Six league goals. Should, all being well, fitness permitting, get through that mark, and therefore it would be his best in the Thai league. He got 8 and 8 twice over before he went to Belgium. Enough if his compatriot were to score. Centre forward brought on for the last few minutes of this game, Super Shaided. Kava to scoop it forward. I did. Laid off by Kulz. Decent first pass, not a bad second pass. Solly, the one who has hit the target with a clean strike or two, makes a mess of that. Very happy with himself. We know he could do better. We've seen it today. Carriello, is this his moment? He doesn't have the pace, but I was going to ask whether he had the power to get the other side of the defender. It wasn't to be. He needs to be watched, however. Here come Buriram. This might do the job. It does do the job. He hobbles away. Sufanet Moenta was there when needed. Now they lift him off his feet. They carried him at the end of that, and he's carried Buriram toward the 3 points. Even Etheridge ran the length of the field to celebrate. That's how much it means. They're all off the bench. They think that they've won it. They think that they are lifting off in this table into the top 8 with victory. He didn't get in there too quickly. Waited to see the flight of the ball. Whipped in with real pace by Kulz. It's a great ball. And a super finish. So denied by a VAR, a tiny millimetre or two, a shoulder width, that was all it was earlier in this second half. Deservedly deciding this game in all likelihood, and maybe deciding their fate in the Asian Champions League. Looked good from any angle, that one. We have to just temper the enthusiasm for a moment to make sure that there's not going to be any additional scrutiny on it. It looked fine, I must say. On we go. Yun. They've brought on a total of 4 substitutes, but they've not brought on a player who can get the ball in the net. Ulsan HD. That might become a season-long problem for them. Myung Suk is down, and they're going to tell him his job is done. Nurabadin Wirat Nodom is going to come on. Brilliant finish. Got it absolutely right. He was the only Thai player to start for the home side since when Supershai Chaded, and now Nurabadin Wiratanodom will add to the tally on the field. Well played, the captain, Jenny Dougal. Well played, that young man. I don't think he was showing the way out of the competition to his opposite number there, loss, but it looks like the end of the road at the moment for Ulsan HD, club with a mighty tradition in this great Asian Champions League. Just playing down the clock here, Buriram, and doing it with a fair degree of control. Solid, I think we all know what he's going to try and do. Not quite. May well be too late to matter. Jared just over the top. That would have really meant a party in the Thunder Castle, I reckon, at full time tonight, if another Thai player had scored here. Well struck. Free kick will do the home side nicely. Won by Super Shaded. More to do next week, but Buriram United stay right in the hunt. One of their own has won it for them. Sufanet Muanta, he was excellent throughout. Bisoli sparkled at times. He got the opening goal. Ulsan HD, a very, very proud tradition, even though they got on level terms just before half-time, thanks to Jan Si-young. They never really put up enough of an argument in the second period. Confidence looks shot, quite honestly, and their hopes are disappearing with this defeat. They are out of the Asian Champions League. Buriram United are right in the hunt, heading toward matchday 8, and it will be all to play for. A thrilling, thrilling conclusion. Well played today, Buriram. You got the win when you needed it most of all. Buriram United 2, Ulsan HD 1.